What's up guys, Hades here. So, patch 2.8.9 is out. It's a big one. It's quite heavy. There's a lot of stuff to break down. If you want to skip to the things that are most important to you, I'll leave timestamps below. I'm going to try and break this down as simply as I can, but some of it is just complicated and we won't know exactly what it means until we actually can see it. But being prepared for the future is how we are going to be the strongest we can be. Now, the professional contract system in itself is going to be a new system for KVK, and it goes into some details here, but they actually describe it the best down here at right here, contract types. So there's actually going to be 3 different contracts. Okay, the first one is Master Craftsman. This is the support role, the support force of the Alliance. They can produce altar stones, materials, and items for Alliance members. I'll go back up and show you what altar stones are in just a moment. The second role is Alchemist. Can construct altar stones and enhance their capabilities. And the third contract type is obtain various buffs that enhance their ability and capability for warfare. Now, the entire contract system in itself is a great idea because when you think about it, right, you go into your game and you look at the high scores and you go, okay, yeah, all my top players are going to be the combat type, right? But what about the guys way down there? You might be down here, right? In the 800,000, you can't really fight super well or whatever. Well, your job is still to fight, obviously, but you're going to have a much more important role now. These middle tier or lower tier players in your alliance are going to be able to support you with the crafting of materials. And now everyone's going to have a valuable role in the KVK. So the idea of contracts and having different types of players is a great idea, and I can't wait to see if it's going to actually work out well or not. Now let's go through a few of the more detailed parts of it. So there's new buildings, altar stones. These are auto defense buildings that the Alliance builds, and that's part of that craftsman thing, right? So your support players are going to be developing them, getting the materials for them, and then these are automatically going to defend areas on the map. The altar stones require materials to manufacture, and of course R6 and R5 need to do that. Altar stones can be constructed within your alliance field of view and have a limited duration. So limited duration is important. It probably lasts, I don't know, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, an hour. It kind of depends on how strong they are. And then what they do depends on their attributes and talent level, right? So we'll see about all the details, how much damage it does, what exactly it can hit, how many people it can hit, how long it lasts, etc., right? All those details are not disclosed yet, but we do know there's going to be defensive buildings that we can build, which is pretty cool. Now the attack priority, it's going to focus the cores, and then it's going to hit other altar stones, then lord castles, then lord troops, including gathering troops. So you can't safely gather near their buildings, you can't safely have your castle near their buildings, which I think is a pretty cool update. Defensive restrictions, altar stones can only be demolished by altar stones. So they pretty much have to kill each other. So you build one, they build one, and they fight each other is kind of how I'm envisioning it. But again, we'll see how it works when we get there. Unit boost items. Add boost items for units that can strengthen their ability and the number of expeditions. This also has restrictions, only within the legendary season and only during the time of the season and production. They will be cleared when the season ends. They have a limited time, and boost items are fully consumed, so being careful with how much we use there. Now, how to obtain them. They can be obtained through the Master Craftsman production gift pack purchases. So some of it will be through the events, and some will be through gift packs. So again, we'll go over that way more detail once we actually have it available to us. Distribution of the items that get distributed at reset every day. And the interesting thing is if there's not enough for your team, like if you have 180 members and you only have like 100, it'll wait until the next day if it's less than 1 per person. And then here's the contract system, which I already went over because I thought that would be more interesting to do first. The selection. After registering, the contracts can then be selected. Then there's a preparation period, and the professions can be changed at any time. So you will be able to swap them around, which is a good thing. We don't want to be locked into one if we don't understand them correctly. They will be locked when the war period begins and cannot change during the season. So you can prep them and change them, but then they're locked in. So being careful with that and organizing with your team is going to be very important. If professions have not been selected before the war begins, the system will assign a fighting master by default. So if you don't pick one, you're going to get fighting. Quota restrictions. Each type of contract within a license has a limited quota. So there is a limitation on how much of each, probably due for balancing purposes, right? Contract development. Each contract has an exclusive talent tree. So whatever you choose, you're going to have to pick your talent tree. Very similar to, I'm going to imagine something like this one, right? If you pick whatever, you're going to have to pick through the tree. Like things like, we've had this before in different KVK scenarios. And you can unlock more of them with crystals, achievements, and tasks, and you can also just buy them. Contract gold. Completing contracts such as producing the altar stones, materials, and attacking lords earn gold. Gold can be used to exchange for items in the end of season contract shop. And different professions have different contract gold requirements. So supportive players don't necessarily get all their gold from attacking lords. They might get it from producing materials and getting the stones, right? So it really balances the game out for the lower players, the higher players, and makes the game fun for everyone, which I think is a great addition. Also, contract gems. They're used to obtain the Expedition Battle Pass and exchange items in that shop. Now, enough with the KVK stuff. All that's going to be fun and introduced in more depth later. The next one is Medusa, New Immortal. And if you like the stories I make, I will be dropping 2 stories on Medusa, making my own little thing about her. However, she is going to be a ranged troop archer. So I'm assuming we're going to get a damager, but based on her skill, it's kind of hard to tell. So her passive, after battle starts, deal physical damage, X rate, which I think is this one, which is 500% to all enemies every 6 seconds. And this is a passive skill. So yeah, she's a damager. Damage against targets with Mark of Revenge increased by 30%. And we don't really know what Mark of Revenge is because her ability name is Gaze of Silence. And then her active, remove all debuffs from self and unleash a beam of petrification on all enemies with a 50% chance to petrify for 3 seconds. Oh, there's Mark Revenge. So after she does her active ultimate, this passive has a 30% increased damage. So essentially every new character is a little bit better than the next one or the last one, and Medusa is no different. She's going to be S+ tier by a lot. She's not going to be restricted by like Knife Through Butter because this is a passive. So she's doing 500% to all enemies every 6 seconds, which is almost Manko level good with no drawbacks, which is insane, and she doesn't need energy. But then if she does get her energy ultimate off, then it's going to do 30% more, which is crazy. So Medusa, instantly S+ tier, I can already tell you from a number standpoint, she's going to be broken. And then her artifact increases the stun from 3 seconds to 6 seconds. Insane, completely unbalanced. Adding more CC to the game and just more damage. She's just going to be super strong. Anyways, new skill as well, Divine Blessing. It's going to be an aura, and it's going to reduce ultimate skills by 40%, which is insanely good because almost every team in the game does skill damage except for like Alex teams or hybrid teams. So everything that's not a hybrid team is going to be countered by this, which is honestly good because fights last too short, and this is going to fix that a little bit, but it's also going to be like a requirement. So Save up those coins and be ready to get this one because it's gonna be very, very good. Last few little things. For some of the newer servers, they're gonna get specializations unlocked at level 2, and then the next season they get it unlocked to level 5, and the next season they get it unlocked completely to level 8. Throne of Supreme will be closed while they upgrade and change it a little bit. We have elemental domain optimizations here, adding simulation mode, so you will be able to simulate on the bosses before you hit them, which is interesting. And then there's a dungeon ranking. They're going to show the top 10 lords and how much damage they did to those bosses. For server migration notice, lords will be unable to access the vendor, so make sure you do that before you migrate. Shop opening rules. There is the new shop. The expedition shop and the contract shop will open early during alliance settlements and last for 5 days, so make sure you take advantage of that during that window or you will miss it. Elemental bond event optimization. They're just going to do an auto flip operation, which is good. Individual talent point removal operation. They don't give any details, but I'm assuming they're gonna give us more ability to mess with that and change the talent points. This is a big one, number 7. If you buy things off of GT Arcade and you get vouchers, sometimes you accidentally click a button and then accidentally spend a voucher. Now, every day you get a "Don't Remind Me Today" notification just so you know you don't accidentally spend any vouchers. Legendary season opening. After this update, the standing entry process for legendary season will be open. Servers have complete conquest season 5 and also can enter legendary season. The way they calculate migration is going to be the average troop power of the top players, and then it's going to update every day. So you can't, I think they're trying to make it harder to manipulate, I guess, or max power isn't like a great way to do it because people like to push their power and it just doesn't make it fair, so not a big deal. And the last one is just a balance of Forge Gold conversion efficiency. If you see it here, before the change, it is extremely expensive and extremely time consuming to make gold. I don't even bother with it. Think about it this way. 2.147 billion food for all my RuneScape players. You know that's a max cash, but that's the max you can do at one time. And it only makes 500 million or 429 million gold, which takes 4 months. 4 months to get 429 million gold is just too slow, too expensive, makes no sense. Most people just don't use this function, so hopefully they can make it way more balanced and make everyone happy. Anyways, I hope that this 13-minute video was much faster and much more useful than trying to break it down on your own. And if you like these kind of videos, make sure to leave a like and a subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.